All right, welcome everyone. Guess what we're going to talk about? The dirty, evil, despicable, nasty keyword, quitting. That's right, we're going to talk about quitting. I know it's something we shouldn't talk about, but we have to. Because I promise you, if you haven't already, every single trader who's ever touched the mouse has at least thought at least once that they wanted to quit trading. Anybody, even Warren Buffett has probably sat in his office in Omaha, Nebraska and said, man, I don't know how much longer I can do this gig. I got to get out of this. It's natural, especially when the going gets tough and we think we have a hold of what it is that we're doing. And then we take a loss or we get in a really cold spell where things just don't seem to work for us anymore. We all think about quitting. Now, you've certainly heard my story before. If this is the first time you're ever watching this video, just browse back through a few of these whiteboards, watch a couple of my webinars. You'll hear my story. I'm not going to bore you out with that. But I swear every single day, like I said in the last week's happy hour, I wanted to quit. Not only just quit, I wanted to take a knife and carve it right down the middle of my face. That's how bad I wanted to quit. But I was able to power through my own demons and work on it. And I'm where I'm at today, doing very well. So I want to share with you some of the things I want you to ask yourself before you consider quitting the stock market. And the first thing is, regardless of what you see and you hear out there on social media, everybody, that's loses. I'm not even going to finish it off. Everybody loses money at first. That's just the way it goes. In fact, I think that most people actually blow up an account or two before they get it. Now, I'm not trying to say that to scare you. If this is like your first week of trading, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to put the fear of evil into everyone. But it is true. Most people will lose money. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money. We talked about a lot of these whiteboards about managing risk and doing all that. It doesn't have to be a lot, but you will experience frequent loss. And you have to understand this is something that comes with the territory. And the tough part of that is that you put in so much study, so much effort, and so much work every night, learning a strategy, studying the market, and you think you've got it. And then you go out and trade and it's just right in the face, right? You lose money. And I've talked about this too before. This is what makes our job such an emotional, draining job sometimes, is because when other people go to work, they have a bad day, they might have got yelled at by the boss, but they still get a paycheck. Other people have a rough day, they just, might have twisted an ankle on the way to the bathroom or spilled some coffee on their shirt. For us, we have to deal with not only the emotional drama, or I should say trauma, not drama, of losing money, but we also have to just sit there and watch the money vanish in front of our eyes, so our mistakes can become very painful. So this is something that does happen. And I say this to you guys because I don't want you to feel, regardless, like I said, what you see on social media, I want you to feel like you're just a solo case. Like if you're losing money, that you're some kind of idiot, that this is not for you. No, this is something that comes with the territory, and everybody loses money at first. The second thing is education. Even in the pain, even in the disaster, even in your darkest hours of anything you do, you will have an education. You will learn something. You will learn from your losses. Again, to use my story and reflect on what I had done in the past, when I had lost money the first time around and I blew up my account. Again, I don't want to say everybody's going to blow up an account. I hope you don't have to do that anymore. But when I lost my account, I was really angry. But once the anger had worn off, to say the least, that I went back and I thought about the things that I did well. Once the pain wore off, I thought, well, you know what? I did do some good things, but I made a couple of really severe mistakes. I wonder if I go back to trading, if I can fix those mistakes, build on what I did well, maybe I could prosper. And that's exactly what happened. So regardless of the pain or the punishment or the difficulty that you're experiencing, understand education. You're getting an education from that. Because you don't learn a damn thing from making money in most cases. Trust me. I know some of you might disagree with that statement in the beginning, but you don't learn anything from winning all the time. Where you learn from is you learn from losing. That's where the education comes in. You learn what not to do in the market. And then when we talk about How long it takes for people to become traders, that's what matters. You have to learn through those losses. The faster that you're able to learn, the quicker that you're able to rebound, the better off that you're going to be. And the last thing, because I want to keep this one very brief today, is I want you to remember that no matter what juncture you're at, that the market itself is always open. And the market will always be open. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, at 50 years from now, 100 years from now, when we're probably all dead and gone from this earth, there'll still be a stock market and people will still be trading stocks. When I started out in 99, 2000, I felt the pressure that I had to succeed right there. Now, I know a lot of us put that pressure on ourselves because we're quitting a job and we want this to be our job. And we're really forcing the issue, and I've said that before, it's a really dangerous thing to get involved in. But I thought it had to happen in 2000, in 2001. I sat there, I can remember complaining and go, man, I don't have my whole life to figure this out. You know, I'm not young anymore. I was like 31, right? Here I am 50, still trading stocks, right? So the market is always going to be here. Also, what this means is, as I've told my story before, I had to quit at the end of 2001, and I didn't come back for another year. You know, I needed that year off to reflect on the mistakes that I made and what I went through, and just to get over and forgive myself for what happened. So maybe you're at this point right now where you've run out of money. Or maybe you gave trading a go once or twice and you're failing again. You feel that you're on the way out of the exit. But I want you to remember, if you have to take that route, don't worry. You can always come back. The market is always going to be open. Just go back to the drawing board, figure out what you did well, figure out what your mistakes were, and then build on it. So if you're sitting there right now and you're a trader who's thinking about quitting, maybe you're successful, but you're not making enough money to pay your bills, because there's a difference of being profitable and then making money that you can live on. Or maybe you're a new trader out there and you're just getting, pounded around on a little bit, like boom, boom every day like this. Remember those super jocks when we were kids that kicked the football? You guys probably don't know that. Probably a few people. Google it. If you feel like that and you're going through that, you're contemplating quitting. Some of you may have to quit for the short term. That's okay, but never give up on your dream if that's what it is to become a trader. If you are sitting there and you're thinking about quitting because it's a progress thing, remember what I said. Everybody loses in the beginning. Some will lose more, some will lose less, but everybody has to go through that growing pain. Nobody just walks in, wins in the beginning, and wins for the rest of their life with trading. If you can't handle that, then trading is not for you. So think about where you are. Ask these questions to yourself. They're not the only questions that you have to ask, of course, if you're considering quitting. But more importantly, think about why you got into trading. What was the lure? What was it that you wanted to accomplish? Was it money motivation? Was it for money only? Or was it both? Money plus freedom? All these things we've talked about. Scroll back through past whiteboards. You'll hear my topics of them. But think about why you really got into it. Maybe you have to take a step back. Maybe you just need to readjust. Maybe you just need to be around the right people that can make you successful. So if you need that kind of help, visit thelincolnlist.com. Take a trial to our live trade room. Until the next whiteboard, guys, I want to thank everyone for listening. Subscribe to the channel or give this video a like if you like it. Till next time, take care.